Hey, you random stranger. We are watching Hibike, the Ensemble contest movie slash OVA. I think it's more of an extended OVA, but I am assuming that it takes place right after Kumiko has solidified her position as the club president, which is crazy to think about. And I'm looking forward to what shenanigans happen. So, if you have your own copy of the show, let's do this. In three, two, one, play. I mean, Reina has to be vice president, right? Oh no, I think she'd actually turn that down. Hmm. Actually, don't know. That's Kumiko. Such dulcet tones. That was very nice. Definitely have come to appreciate the euphonium a lot more since watching this show. Okay, that's the competition from the last contest, right? Reina! Okay, so maybe Reina is VP, as should be. It's so weird to think about though, considering where they were at in when they were first years. Oh, Nozome Mizore. Did I say Nozome? Nozomi. I don't know. I just kind of mashed their names together. They make such a good couple. So we don't have them anymore either. Why is Goto so upset? Oh man, I mean, I know that we got some new characters last time, and I am keen to sort of see more of them. I am also kind of like mourning the loss of some of the older ones. That's okay. It's part of life. That's what happens. Like Yuko and Natsuki, man, I still wanted to see way more of them and sort of their bickering slash like love relationship. That's all right. It's always good to have fresh blood. I've already got hands on hips, pissed off Reina already. They probably do the good cop, bad cop thing. Everyone's scared of Reina, but everyone respects Kumiko. Drum major. I love this background music. Oh, that is a huge pressure. You can like, mm. Oh, there's Sasuke and Ray. Oh my god, this is just so ripe for drama. It's like who gets to choose or be in what group, especially if they have to choose themselves. I don't know. Mm, relatable. Mm. Oh, Shuichi's VP. I was like, wait, drum major doesn't sound like VP. Okay. Yeah, I could see that. I think Shuichi would be great. Kumiko is so kind. Raina's like, that is not how I'm going to approach this. Oh, Raina. Just taken with bed hair. What's happening? Ooh, what? I mean, I would have thought that's why it wouldn't be a good idea. Wait, what? Hmm. I don't know. I'm actually like, don't let students vote. I'm very authoritarian in that way. When it comes to music performances, I just, I don't know. Kimiko's gonna sort this out though. That's actually an elegant solution. This is different to season 1 of Hibike. You know, for like Reina and oh my god, mind blank. Trumpet girl. Trumpet president. Their audition like face off. I think Taki was definitely more of like, well, of course the teacher would decide, but if you guys really want to, fine, you guys decide. Now he's all for it. Okay. It's like Game of Thrones up in here. Assumed. Wait, what? They're handing out proper invitation cards, like hand drawn. That's amazing. I need a third person. Kanade. I just feel like this is creating so much, I don't know, unnecessary drama. This is unavoidable. I think the audition system is solid. Right. Still not sure about the voting. Someone's gonna get torn to pieces by the end of it. And they have to practice in and amongst all this. Yeah. Wait, what? Yes, why is she still here? Wait, what? She's talking so much. Why is she? Wait, is this sort of like in between periods? Like Kumiko's president, and the third years are sort of still at school, but they've sort of graduated from the club. Oh, Minnesota. Hogako tea time. Wow. That's so much extra work. Oh, that's why they were like the third years aren't involved because oh, it's just sort of this weird transition period. Okay, before they graduate school, but not involved in band. Okay. No. At least she has people to help her, like all these guys. I actually feel like Midori would be an amazing president. She seems to like have an iron fist when needed. But she's also like really approachable and lovely, so yay. And that coming from Reina too, he was fairly isolated from season one, character growth. Awkward. Midori and Hazuki just like, uh, trouble in paradise. It would be amazing though if Rena is secretly like a fish expert. She just dissects fish in her spare time when she's not practicing trumpet. Kumiko. Which is, it's odd, isn't it? But then I guess it isn't. Kumiko's like, why wasn't I asked first? Like, I was asked the seventh person. Inoue. Ah, cute. Okay, I feel like if Rain is picking these people, they're gonna be like a team to beat. Because, I mean, even amongst this group, the talent has to be so unevenly spread, as is with any like orchestra or band. And like the best people tend to cluster around other people with the same level skills, so that just makes sense. Okay. Okay, but this seems to have gone on quite smoothly. Oh my god. Raina. I think Raina's just trolling at this point with Shuichi. She was the symbol girl. I actually remember now. She was amazing. Okay, I'm gonna forget most of these new names. Two percussionists. Oh no. Crisis of the Leftovers. Oh man, what a callback. Midori the Iron Fist. What? I guess okay, so it's not just about skill level. I guess it's the types of instruments that you need. Maybe people don't really need double bassists. I don't know. Hmm. Rain is like, why? It's just the world is a cruel, cruel place. That's how it shakes out. Hmm. Wait, isn't that Hazuki? Maybe potential? Eh? Ah. Raina's just toying with her. Because she knew you'd say yes. That is so Raina. And also so true. I mean, come on, Kumiko, you're so whipped. I love that whole conversation. Just skirting around the edges of how much they love each other without actually saying it out loud. And they know each other so well. For a second, I was like, is Kanade actually better than Kumiko? But no, Kanade also really looks up to Kumiko. I just wasn't sure, like, skill level, you know? Because it would definitely complicate things, I think, if Kanade was clearly superior to Kumiko. Exactly. Oh no, is that going to be a season 3 drama? Because they're definitely flagging it right now. Where's Natsuki? They're just sniffing out some drama, some tea. Grovel. Damn. They got some of the OGs. I mean, the new OGs. She's going to music school, okay? Are they not speaking regularly? Are they kind of growing further apart, like Nozomi Mizono growing further apart because they are going their separate ways, and it's just kind of natural. She's like, what are you messing with? I love the dynamics between the different years. Everyone's just watching. Kumiko. She's not even like nonplussed by all of their bickering anymore. She's like, that's just their love language. Hmm. It's not a long time to practice, to be honest. It's about a month and a bit. Ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da. Classic. And it's also it's a bit weird because they're all second years, so there's no like, Kohai Senpai. But hey, that's a skill thing. I love the ends of euphonium notes. Ooh, that was offbeat. That was a very nice way to handle things, Kumiko. mm. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought it would have been better if, like, she kind of just does it one on one. Okay, it's great to know that Kaneda isn't afraid to like let her skill show too, given her fear of it in the other movie. No, you're just being Reina. Hmm. Presentation is everything. Yeah, I think it works too. Like, they need Reina's strictness, but then Kumiko comes in to sort of soften it a bit and just help them through. Instinct. Hmm. I love that. The basics are everything. Oh god, I always hated playing with a metronome. It's like you're in a bind. Nice. Good. Uh ooh. I feel like there were some parts that were like a little bit fast, but pretty good. It's better. Mm. Just what's the I feel like the answer is just to practice, practice, practice. Like practice with the recording. Like look at your ensemble members. Mm, just going faster. There's no space like between a yeah. I would say it's what we call phrasing. Yeah. Like you can put these streams of notes together almost in the way that we speak sentences. You know, there are pauses and things to create that sort of flow. Yeah. uh, mm, It's so funny. It's so true though. Like sometimes you just, especially when you're a beginner and you start playing in a group like this, it's like you have to learn to listen to other people and establish that connection between your different instruments so that it actually melds together properly. I love that. That is so practical. This is like free music lesson. Raina's like, why doesn't the old school way work? You need to be better. Be better. Why is she always air punching? She's getting into the mood. Why is she so cocky the way she's walking? She's so hyped. Yes, it's very weird. She's all about what matters most is winning. That's kind of it, isn't it? What is she up to? I've never had to move one of these before. It just seems terrifying. Just all these parts. Oh my god. It's huge. It's like a piano. I love how they're showing how finicky it is to move this. It looks so precarious. Hmm. Ah, such beautiful music for this moment. It's just like this moment of self-realization. And she pushes it by herself. Ah, Kumiko, you are a good president. Nice. I always love a good double bass to it. One of them is out of tune though. So always playing the lower part is out of tune. Da, 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 da. The marimba coming in. It's gonna be the moment. Yes! Nice. Oh, that was such a nice like breath, like rubato. Da, 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 da. And then she waited for the next phrase to start. Well done, Supame! That was perfect. I love how you can hear the progression in the music. Oh, is that it? Oh, wow. Oh, this is a full-on like audition sheet. Okay. 12 Spanish dances. Hmm. I hope we get to hear some of that. I love Spanish dances. Hey, Natsuki. Oh, so Natsuki ended up playing with Nozomi. Matomu. It's the same. It always looks so sad. Okay, this is a team. The Sound of Youth? Okay. It's clarinet quartet. Oh, look at that badass stare. Who's the girl on the left? Nanami or Taki. She looks very, very confident. It's Kanade. Oh, they're really running down the list. It's a team of mostly first years. They're all first years. Ooh, Orpheus and Eurydice. Okay. I guess I'm still thinking about how like the two double basses or the contrabass were left out. But I guess in this sort of like band, it kind of makes sense. Oh, what? Revolutionario. Oh, wait. So Kumiko's group didn't even get a placing in like the student vote. Wait, what? That's how they did. Oh, okay. So I guess we don't see the actual auditions. We're just jumping straight to the ensemble contest, like the prefecture one. So wait, there was only one group on there that appeared on both the student votes and the public voting, which was Kanade's group, right? But then first and third place, they were just all over the place, which honestly, I'm not surprised at. Okay, we'll talk about the voting later. That was weird. The clarinets went to Kansai? I don't understand. I would have thought the student group was the popularity vote. Exactly. I was like, if anyone, wouldn't Canada's group be the ones to go? I don't get it. One last run for them. Man, that last 5 minutes went by so fast. I was not mentally prepared. Who's this? Okay. Such a nice a cappella there. Yeah, so as I was saying, I wasn't mentally prepared for them to just blow through the auditions like that. Just literally black text on a white screen to be like, these are all the groups. This is who won. And then in the end, it didn't even make sense to me because it was the group who won the member vote or the student votes who went to represent Katauji, I guess. So the thing with voting, I get maybe I'm just speaking because that never ever happened in my high school experience of playing in an orchestra. I'm sure there are competitions who are structured like that, where I guess you sort of send a smaller ensemble to represent your school and that whole process. I just cannot imagine when I'm putting myself back in my high school days of sort of group playing, that would have just caused so much drama. There wouldn't have been time to organize groups like that and practice enough to the extent where you would also have time to prepare for the next round of competitions and for the actual like whole ensemble or whole orchestra competition. So I don't know. I'm sure they must be basing it on some actual competition in Japan though. So yeah, that was very fascinating because that's very different to how competitions work where I grew up. Yeah, other than that stuff, I thought it was interesting that we took this ensemble route because honestly, playing in a smaller ensemble like that with anywhere between 3 to 8 people puts so much more pressure on the individual players. One, because obviously there's a lot less people and you can't really hide behind your sections. And when you play together, obviously there is a lot more riding on you not making mistakes because in a larger orchestra, even though certain types of mistakes are still very obvious, the bigger blanket of sound can cover up certain other types of mistakes. And so there is a certain added amount of pressure to perform well in a smaller ensemble. I don't have experience playing in an ensemble, not for competition anyway, for more casual like meetups and stuff. Yes, it's always either been huge orchestra or like solo. So I don't know. I'm just thinking about the difficulties inherent in having such a small group and trying to make the parts all fit together, which I also loved seeing, especially seeing how Kumiko took a different approach to Reina. Reina, I think, pointed out the critical issues really well. You know, like your timing's off or your rhythm's not gelling together with the rest of the group. But it was Kumiko who really took the person in mind and sort of thought about, okay, how can I explain this in a way that actually helps them improve? And how can I actually come alongside them instead of pointing at them and being like, you need to fix this, 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 and this? How do I come alongside them and play along with them and explain things in a way that helps it click? So that whole scene where she was explaining to Tsubame about, well, initially Hazuki, about the breathing and how you have to give yourself space in between the notes, and you have to know when to phrase your different sentences of notes, or phrasing as we call it. And then she applied that to Tsubame too, who, though not a woodwind player, you know, phrasing is universal across all instruments and all types of music. It's the ability to know where your notes are going, where the rises and falls are, and the starts and the finishes, so that it sounds like one coherent piece and not just a string of notes played and rushed. It was also really true when Kumiko is like, it's kind of by feel and experience. So you can learn about rhythms, you know, in 4/4 time, you know, there's 4 quarter notes or 8 eighth notes, and this is how you count them and all of that technical stuff. When time comes to actually play them and play them in a smooth and engaging way, it does come down to practicing like the breathing. Because it's funny, you know, you never think about how you learnt to breathe, you know, as a kid or as a baby. You kind of just do it naturally, and you don't really think about, okay, how many breaths am I taking? How long am I holding them for? And when do I breathe out? Inhale, exhale. It's the same with music. The more you play and the more you practice listening to your counterparts or the other instruments in your ensemble or your orchestra or band, the more you can feel where the ebbs and flows are of the notes, and that's your phrasing. And then you just kind of naturally groove to the rhythms and you kind of play correctly. So yeah, I guess that is one of the, you could say, difficult things about learning to play music, is when you transition from just playing what's on the page to playing intuitively and in sync with everything else that's going on around you. And you're listening to not just yourself and how your notes are flowing, but also how everyone else's notes are flowing along with yours. So I thought that just was an amazingly accurate and touching scene to show the practicalities of learning the things about music that are not necessarily explicitly notated on a piece of sheet music. Of course, I loved the scenes with Reina and Kumiko either supporting each other, sort of talking through, okay, what do we need to do with this band to make things work? What do we need to tell who? And also just these intimate moments where they themselves are like, wait, we're good, right? Like, we're still in this together, right? Especially Reina and her being like, you have always been the best youth player to me, Kumiko, and that makes Kumiko really happy. And I think it's not, obviously not just about skill level, because they have been through so much drama together and come through the other end so much better for it. I am definitely sensing that they are building up to some sort of drama in season 3 where maybe Kanade, either Kanade or some other character comes up in the youth section, and they are much more skilled than Kumiko, and the whole audition process starts again, but for the big brass competition. And then there's like some drama there in terms of Kumiko seeking validation from Reina, but then Reina, in her very characteristically Reina way, telling her the truth that she is actually not better. I don't know. I feel like that question about would Reina still choose me if I wasn't the best in her mind, that's definitely a lingering question. And To be honest, I think Reina would just do her characteristic. Well, skill is skill, and that's objective. So it's not really about who I'm closest with. But it shouldn't matter anyway. You know, she has that personal relationship with Kumiko, and sometimes the truth does sting, which again, Kumiko pointed out to Reina, and Reina's like, yeah, I know, but that's just how I talk. But it really shouldn't change the underlying personal relationships that you have with people, especially between these two. Like, come on, it's Kumiko and Reina. I also loved this little scene between Mizoru and Kumiko. You know, in previous times where these two have had alone time together, they've always, in their own special ways, supported each other or helped each other come to some sort of realization. And here, I mean, it started with that horror scene of Mizoru like just kind of staring out the window and Kumiko being like scared shitless. But then, you know, the whole setup where Mizoru couldn't open the window and then Kumiko just kind of like easily just tugged it open. And Mizoru was like, oh, you're really good at opening windows. And Kumiko's response, which is really telling and kind of revealing of another characteristic of hers. She said, oh, it's just because it's probably easier to open on from the outside. And Mizoru's like, no, I don't think that's it. I think you're actually good at what you're doing. And I thought that that just encapsulates Kumiko's presidency. She is actually amazing at helping her band members through some difficult music technicalities, or she helps them, like in Kanede's case, she talks them through these emotional barriers where, you know, with Kanade, it was helping her realize that it's okay to not win, or it's okay to just go hard, do your best, and not be scared of what other people are going to do or judge what you're doing. You know, the whole point of being in this band is to be the best and help others be the best too. At the same time, Kumiko is just so humble about it. Every time someone compliments her for doing such a great job of helping someone, she's just like, I don't know if I'm good at this, but I'm happy, you know. And that's just Kumiko in a nutshell. You know, she never takes full credit for something that she honestly could. She's just happy to be of service to other people, and I think that makes her a great president. Sure, there are things where, like, you know, she's tardy and sometimes she doesn't really know exactly what to say in front of that big group of people, and she still gets nervous in those team meetings and stuff, but I think she's doing all of the things that are the most important parts of being a leader in a group like this. It's just setting an example musically and also, I guess, morally too. You know, setting the tone for this band being both competitive, yes, but also supportive of each other, which carries on the tradition that they kind of set up in season 1 and 2 of Hibike. So I guess that sets us up for season 3, which I may or may not start after the current anime series I'm doing, Madoka, Nichijou, and Bloom Into You. We shall see. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this with me. It has been quite a journey just seeing these characters grow before our very eyes. And there are things that happen even in this movie where it called back to things that happened in season 1, and I was like, oh my gosh, they've actually come really far. Things like how Reina picked her team, you know, her octet. She picked them for skill, yes, but also she picked people because she knew that they had a lot of potential, and the key thing that she saw in them was that they would practice hard and that they could get better, which actually is super different to the Reina that I remember from season 1, who really only cared about super skill and, you know, super talent. You either have it or you don't. And so I think they're not really small, they're huge things like that carry through from season to season and through the movies, I think is what makes Hibike such an enjoyable and satisfying watch, and I really, really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week, and I will catch you for whatever anime movie is on next.